just filled up the sponge. There's nothing anybody can do with you, to you, for you, beside you, grow with you, or nothing. You have just done it yourself. You a dub.
This is a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing, nothing without a woman or a girl.
Today I'm going to be ranting about my unpopular opinion on men. This is what I think. I'm gonna take it back to Eden. So when Adam was out there in the garden or whatever, and he was just tending to all the animals, and God looked over and was like, I don't think this nigga need to be alone. So God was like, let me go ahead and make a companion, a partner, someone to go with him together, like that. So then he made Eve. Now in my mind, God don't make no mistakes, right? And when God was done creating the heavens and the, you know, just all of that, the oceans, the fishes and the whales and all of the, just everything. When God made everything, he was like, I did good. And he went to sleep. He was good. Notice that when he felt as though his job was complete, he didn't feel the need to add anything else on the land. You must note that. And yet here we are with Adam, the first human, supposedly, but if you read the Bible, you'll see that that don't even make sense. The reason I'm bringing up Eve is it has something to do with, just stay with me, I'm gonna bless you. When God made Eve, he put Adam to sleep, right? Adam's asleep, God takes a rib, bow, whole human. And then notice God didn't feel the need to create any other human. Now, God gave Eve to Adam, right? So he's not alone, because it's not good for a man to be alone. It's not good for a man to be alone. I definitely don't think that this whole, you know, that's not for you, boo. That's not what you were made for, clearly. Clearly, you were not intended to be alone, clearly. That's why you always gotta have somebody in your bed. Even if it is temporary, y'all damn sure don't like to be alone. For all these people who out here savagery, y'all sure do keep a lot of company, a lot of people in rotation for people who don't need nobody. After that, this is where it gets interesting. Eve wanders off. How was Eve able to wander off? Wasn't she supposed to be, I don't know, being led by someone? Someone was supposed to be leading. Somebody was supposed to be leading her. Just wandering, talking to snakes and whatnot. And then she ended up talking to the snake. Eve wandered far enough from Adam to have a whole dialogue with a snake. Anybody ever thought to themselves, how come Adam didn't come in the garden looking for Eve? He was too focused on doing what God had told him to do. Now, I ain't saying that that's not what he was supposed to be doing. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, I think since the beginning of time, see, I told you I was gonna get to my point. Look at my hair looking like a snake. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. But what I'm saying is, since the beginning of time, I think that men prioritizing horribly since the beginning of time. Since the beginning of time, God told Adam how important Eve was. But I feel like men have a one-track mind and they are not capable of multitasking. Adam proved it. He couldn't tend to what he needed to tend to and tend to his woman. And he made the mistake, because it was a mistake, of paying more attention to his duties than his most important duty. And had Adam not dropped the ball in that sense, I don't know, I think it was essential for Adam to drop the ball. I think it was essential for him to miss that. But there were some key things that happened that I think you descendants of Adam still do to this day. And I think that you guys have to evolve out of it some type of way, because women are definitely, as far as evolution goes, y'all are behind the curve like nobody's business. And y'all have always been behind the curve, because it's interesting how a woman was created after a man, and yet we mature faster than you, but you were here first. Think about that. When they got caught, the first thing Adam did was blame Eve. It was this woman you gave me. She gave me the apple and I did eat. I could just imagine being Eve. So you just gonna sell out right in front of God? Like, You just gonna sell out like that? Okay, Adam, wait till God leave. Like, I could just imagine being Eve in that moment. You're the only woman on the face of the earth. You don't know anything besides what this man has taught you. You don't know anything besides what this snake has taught you. So I don't even think she knew that she could be confused. Well, she probably did because she done ate the apple, so she knew she was naked, so she probably did. But it's like, even in that sense, I feel as though men suck at managing their pride, their accountability. I think men suck at prioritizing. I think men like to convince themselves that they can be these, y'all ain't finna like what I'm finna say, but I'm finna say it. I think that a single man has a limited amount of potential that will not be tapped into until he connects with the right woman. Say whatever you wanna say, feel however you want to feel, but if we were not intended to be alone, I do not think there is any way on the face of this earth that a man is going to manifest his full potential by himself. Yes, you may accomplish all of these great worldly things, but as far as journeying inside of yourself, you're going to need a woman for that, because clearly since the beginning of time, that has not been your strong suit. Clearly, men, it seems like a lot of men carry this resentment towards women, and I think it's because you want those things without wanting her. You can't do that. You can't just suck all of the nutrients out of the person without ingesting the DNA of that thing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you can't just, your mind and your body and your spirit, they're not going to pick those things apart. And I think men are living in la la land in that sense. I think that you guys are emotionally suppressed. I think that you guys have subscribed too much to the notion of, oh, I gotta be masculine and I don't feel like that. That's not true. You need to cry. That's what you need to cry. Stop lying to yourself that you don't need nobody, that you know every damn thing, that everything you say is right, that you can tell me what I need to think. Because if you think about it, a lot of men have this toxic thing in their minds where they feel as though can't nobody tell them what to do. Now, if nobody can tell you what to do, if nobody can ever impress anything upon you except for the things that you convince yourself of, you just capped your own growth. You just stopped yourself. You just filled up the sponge. There's nothing anybody can do with you, to you, for you, beside you, grow with you, or nothing. You have just dudded yourself. You a dub. If you know everything, if you control everything, if you feel as though everything has to be your way and the way you see it, and people who don't see things the way that you see it are just problematic, something is wrong. I feel as though a lot of things that men do, just like in relation to women, is geared towards women, but y'all go about it in such a toxic way. You're shooting yourself in the foot. So my unpopular opinion about men is that I really wish that you would tap more into your sensitivity, and not into your sensitivity into a way to where I'm gonna tap into it and then use it as a tool to further manipulate women. That's disgusting. And y'all have to stop doing that. It is not gonna help you, it's not gonna serve you. And a lot of y'all have convinced yourself that you can have a purposeful, meaningful, fulfilling life while you're leaving a trail of women who you've manipulated and lied to and abused and emotionally abandoned and left for shit, and then humiliated and then spread all of her news, and then you're thinking that God is going to bless you. No, sir. Poison and passion do not mix. And everything you put out, you will get back. That goes for all the women too, because I know y'all gonna be in the comments talking about something about y'all girls. I can give my unpopular opinion about women too, boo, but we talking about y'all right now. And I understand that, because y'all pride is you're very sensitive. You are way more sensitive than we are, and I think it's because since we come out the womb, we're criticized. So we have to have a thick skin, and the women who don't have a thick skin end up being under a man's thumb, and she's incapable of possessing a single individual thought, and that's why she can't be an asset. And I think women like that aren't anything more than a glorified bed wench and servant. Them the pick-me's. Those are pick-me's, the ones who just, oh, well, I'm gonna pop out a couple babies, I'm gonna walk around barefoot and pregnant, I'm not gonna think anything, and she's not gonna add to your life. And then those are the guys who end up living lives like this. Okay? You ain't gonna be Barack, because you ain't got no Michelle. But that's not the cards for you, because you chose that. And I think a lot of y'all are so insecure with yourself, you project that onto women, and it is ruining your own life. How many of y'all are on YouTube right now watching pretty girls do their makeup, watching pretty girls try on swimsuits, watching pretty girls just do their hair, just talk? How many of y'all on YouTube watching me right now because you think I'm a pretty girl and you just want to hear me say some stuff because you like the way I think? I think it's absolutely pathetic Ooh, okay, we finna hurt some feelings. I think it's absolutely pathetic that a lot of you men are sitting here idolizing women through your phone when there's probably a girl who works at your local grocery store who thinks that you are the most handsome thing on the face of this earth, but you're sitting here pining away for a girl on a computer screen who couldn't care if you existed in 2 more seconds or not. And a girl at Kroger probably wants to cook you a 7-course meal and suckle your meat until your toes curl and you sucking your thumb and calling your mama. And you worried about this girl on the computer. You comparing the real thing to a fluffed up version. You know, it took me a couple of curls to get this. I had to beat this face for this. This is a whole production. This is a show. You're supposed to like how I look. This color is intentional. It's supposed to make you feel away. Do you remember on True Blood? If anybody ever watched True Blood, explain it to them in the comments down below. If you ever watched True Blood, you know how a whole bunch of the vampires would get together, and when the vampires would just link up, they would get even more evil. I feel like that's what happens when men who have not tapped into themselves got any therapy, because y'all do need therapy. I don't care what y'all say. If you are a man who was raised in a single mother home, also, I wish that y'all would let that go. Let it go. Stop acting like women are the only people with daddy issues. You have daddy issues too. You do. I think that y'all need therapy. I think that there is not enough accountability from man to man. I think that you guys are too silent when you see your fellow brethren doing something that's absolutely trifling, and not even just in relation to another woman, but even to your own homeboy, even to another man who you may not feel as though you know well enough to intervene with. At what point do you extend the olive branch and say, let me help my brother out? Let me open my brother's eyes. Let me be an asset to my brother. I think that y'all pull each other down too much. Y'all don't lift each other up enough, because I've seen it on my timeline to where one of my high school classmates was playing a piano on his Instagram. He plays the piano very well, beautifully. And under his comments, some dude was just like, oh, nigga, you think you Beethoven now? And he was just like, oh nah, bro, it ain't even nothing like that. You know what? That's that shit. Let that, if he thinks he's Beethoven, what about that intimidates you so much to where you have to be that negative? A lot of y'all are negative. And to be honest, that's why people like me, if you text me and it's that woe is me, I'm not talking to you anymore because you're negative. It's life.